Yo, what up? What's happening? You already know the score. It's your big dog, Fatty. Outside looking inside, surviving prison. Let's go. Gia. So you already know the score, man. Hit that like or that dislike. However you feeling, you feel me? Talk about it. Shoot me your comments. Shoot me your questions. You feel me? I'm here. Let's rap about it. Let's rap about it. I got some fire for y'all today. Fair use.
Investigators say Officer Andrew Lansing was attacked by an inmate. This deadly encounter raising a lot of questions. Instead of being with family on Christmas morning, Officer Andrew Lansing was serving his community. Lansing was working his shift as a corrections officer here at the Ross County Institution. The Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections says Lansing was assaulted by an inmate and he later died at the hospital. We're still working to figure out how, why, and where this happened. We haven't been told much about the investigation, including what kind of injuries Lansing suffered. In a statement from the DRC director, Annette Chambers-Smith, says, quote, "The loss of a staff person is difficult, but to lose a family member on Christmas Day at the hands of someone in our custody is a tragedy beyond comprehension." Instead of going home after his shift to be with his family on this holiday, Officer Lansing made the ultimate sacrifice, and our agency will never be the same. And the inmate involved in this is not being named right now, but we were told the inmate was moved to the Southern Ohio Correctional Facility. The Ohio State Highway Patrol has been called in to investigate, and as we learn more on this developing story, you will too, on air and online. In Ross County, I'm Stephanie Dupre reporting.
Fair use.
Investigate.
Yeah, so man, I've been getting flooded with messages from this situation, this incident. Hold on, let me fix my action. I've been getting a gang of messages talking about this situation, asking me questions and things of that nature. It's sad. It's a sad day, and for it to happen on Christmas, that's double horrible for the CO and his family and the inmate and his family. But one thing I will say, I don't believe that inmate just up and just did this to that CO. You know what I'm saying? Them COs being there playing crazy. And then like a key word they said in there was veteran officer. So he been in there for years. And they be buttholes. When they first come in, they you know what I'm saying, they be timid. They speaking, they waving, they smiling. But after they in there for a while, when they done been with their buddies and they buddies show them the power and they feel the power, they turn into them uniforms. They don't wear the uniforms and to be doing a job to provide for their family. They turn into them uniforms and they act like their job is to come in there and inflict pain, to inflict punishment. When in all actuality, the guy that's incarcerated, you already done went before the judge and you got sentenced. So you in here serving your time. So basically the CO is like a babysitter. It's like a babysitter. Granted, making wine and having weed and stuff like that, it's illegal things that go on in there that will that would cause the CO to do his job, do extra or whatever, but they be doing the most sometimes. Sometimes they just be doing the most. Because they be getting treated funky handled on the street. They ain't nothing on the street. Their whole life is the penitentiary. Their whole life is jail. Like we be in there doing time, they be in there doing time too. They look forward to coming in there. And you know what I'm saying? Just messing with you and picking with people. I seen it. Like I've been through it. It happened to me. So like I don't believe that whoever this person is who did this to the CO, I don't believe he just woke up and just did that. You know what I'm saying? It was reason behind it. Like they'll go in your cell, and there's people that's it's incarcerated that they whole family passed away. Their whole family passed away, but during their incarceration, before their family members passed away or whatnot, they might have been in contact with them and sending them pictures. So they got pictures of their family members, or their family member may have sent them a clothes box or something, or anything, but they have something from that family member in their cell. And I done seen COs go in cells and tear stuff, rip stuff up, and they be like, man, I got that from my people, and they'll be like, man, fuck your people, and ball it up and stump it. Like, so they be tripping, they be going the extra, they be doing the extra, and then some dudes stand there and cry. I done seen dudes beat COs up. I done seen dudes mollywop COs for doing stuff like that. I done seen and it's a lot of, I'm gonna say this too, they'll go in there, they'll tear stuff, they'll break like TVs and electronics and stuff. Like, you can sue them. You can sue them. If you got a loved one that's incarcerated and the CO go in there and they do some damage to their property, you can sue them in small claims court. This is something I did myself. And I know people who've done it. And so, yeah, you can do that. So if you talking to your loved one and they say that the CO did something like that, let them know that they can go to the law library and find out the laws, the case laws. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a jailhouse lawyer in there that can help them. But yeah, it's laws to where they can sue in small claims court and get money. I think it's up to, like, in small claims, I think it might be up to what, 25,000 or 5,000, but it's one of them. But yeah, I don't believe that young man or whoever, I don't know if he's young or old, but I don't believe that he just did that to the CO just on the strength. You know what I'm saying? That CO did something to him. Did something, said something, did something, and it's on Christmas too. You want to be at home with your family, and some you might be calling and they ain't answer, or you probably done called and a dude done answered your girl's phone or something. And yeah, so it ain't no telling what done happened. Money ain't probably come, so he can't get no food or something. It's just a miserable day for him. And then here come this fat Klansman talking crazy and probably put his hands on them. They think they can do whatever. Look, when I was in Lebanon, so hold up though, but I ain't gonna get off into that right now. I want to pop off into some of these messages that I got to let y'all, cause like I said, my inbox been flooded. With these talking about this. So I'm gonna hop on here, excuse me. Let me get me a sip of water. All right, bro, I want y'all or somebody to call the news and tell them an inmate at Ross Correctional wants to report that CO was targeting that inmate. They been beefing. The CO told him FUCK his dead grandfather. That's why that SHIT happened. See what I'm saying? They just be in there. That's why that SHIT happened. The inmate has been reporting this SHIT and has been said that specific CO has been harassing him. So if he been reporting it and putting it on paper or something and sending like informal complaints, that's what inmates can do when you in there when COs be acting crazy and doing different stuff. You can put an informal complaint in. Like, a large amount of time, ain't nothing gonna happen. They ain't gonna do nothing. I ain't gonna say that the institution gonna do nothing because they gonna protect it. They gonna protect the CO. They gonna go with what the CO say. You know what I'm saying? In my experience. But just to have that paper trail, because the informal complaint, it's like, if I remember correctly, it's like 3 pages. So, you know, like the carbon copy. So the first, the white one, and then it's a yellow one up under there. Then it's like a darker yellow one, and you keep the last one, and you send the other 2 in, and like that. So it's called an informal complaint. So if he been making complaints about this officer and it's on paper, then he might stand a chance a little bit. Okay, so where was I? The inmate has been reporting it and has been said that the specific CO was harassing him. They faking. Cannon been reporting that CO. Also, I guess his last name Cannon. And they ain't do SHIT. I've been reporting the CO harassing me all year, and they ain't do SHIT. Do them informal complaints, bro. I mean, if you gonna jump on it or whatever. Now they down here harassing us, and they beat the F out of three dudes in my dorm, and we ain't seen them since they wiped them down. Somebody need to report this, screenshot it so they'll know it came from an inmate at this prison and raise their attention to this illegal stuff they doing to us. They just came in our dorm and blitzed everybody's cells at 6 in the morning, bruh, and came in mine specifically and said my dreads was a safety violation. Took my SHIT because they couldn't find anything else, and I think wrote me a ticket. And in the process, somebody got to raise awareness to this prison, bruh. They lying to the news, and I can't settle anymore. Not after this. So yeah, man, it be a lot of that going on in there. It be a lot of that's not uncommon. It's not uncommon for the COs to be in there harassing and just taking out their frustrations on inmates in there. It's not uncommon at all. And it's not, just like it's not uncommon for inmates to report it and nothing gets done. Nothing gets done. But if you got a loved one that's incarcerated, like your boy, and you on the street, you call, harass them, back to back to back to back. They'll get to moving in. But you just gotta call and harass them. So I got a few different. Oh, I'm gonna read this one. This another one. Ross is out of control right now. Staff is breaking inmates' things, won't turn on body cameras, feeding them food they step on before giving, beating the inmates, and no one to call. I tried to call and was told not his problem. Call back Monday. And when I tried to say body cams need to be on, I was hung up on. Prayers for everyone's loved ones. Please pray for my son's safety. Oh, this is a young lady who got a son that's incarcerated that sent me a message. And then like they sending me all these things. Like Ross Correctional is like a horrible institution, man. It's a horrible institution. Look, let me show y'all this. Like, oh damn, light on it. But I'm gonna try to put these pictures up in here. But it's saying Ross Correctional Institution, and all these dudes has passed away. All the dudes that done died in Ross Correctional Institution. You can't see it because the glare, but it's too many of them. Yeah, man, they be in there funky handling dudes, just having a way, treating, talking, taking, and like nothing can happen to them. I used to be telling COs all the time, because when I was in there, you know, you would be on the pod and it's like 200 men on the pod. 200 males. Let me say that. 200 males. And then it's 2 COs. So it's 2 COs almost to every 200 inmates. And they locked on the pod. With 200. So it's mental. The whole thing is just mental. The screaming, hey, get in your cell. Put your hands behind your back. Get on the line. It's just a whole bunch of screaming, whole bunch of mental, whole bunch of just like cattle. Like rawhide. Like you rawhide cattle for real. That's exactly what it is. It's just a whole bunch of that. Because you got 2 COs, and these COs be like 24, 25 years old. This is just an example. They like 25 years old, 150 pounds, 5'8". You know what I'm saying? And then they partner is like a 26, 27-year-old female, 5'5", 200 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So that's them be like the combinations. Them be the combinations, and then they'll come in there and they just like they wreaking havoc. You know, I feel like the CO should not be in there trying to inflict punishment. That's not the CO's job to go in there and inflict punishment. These guys is already guys in men institutions, and I don't know how I go in female institutions, but in the male institution, in the male prison, these guys already have been sentenced. These guys already been sentenced. So for you to come in here and try to make their life miserable, like you putting your life in jeopardy, because you can't forget that you locked in here too. Like that mental stuff that they got going on with the yelling. They get caught up in it themselves. They start believing it. And putting themselves in so much danger. And on holidays, I seen it. On holidays, they're just the butt heads. All of the asshole COs is gonna be in the building on holidays. Because they want to come in there and they want to mess whatever little happiness, joy that you might have. They gonna come in the morning time too. They gonna come in on first shift. They gonna mess the first shift up, and then they gonna go home like clockwork. That's what they do. So that's what Buddy did. Buddy, I would bet Buddy went in there and he went in there to be on that mess because he looked like a good old boy. You know what I'm saying? He looked like a good old boy straight up. And Ross is down south. Ross down south, and they be on that crap. And I wonder if dude was from up our way, because down there they hate us from up here, from up north going down south. They ain't on us. They gon' so. I really do believe that dude was harassing him and messing with him. I ain't gonna say that he deserved to die, because I don't know. I ain't gonna say he deserved to die. I don't say he deserved to die, but I definitely don't think that old buddy Cannon, they said his name was, did that just on the strength. No, I'm willing to bet. And like I said, I hope he's been doing some informal complaints and making got some type of paperwork or something to back him, because they gonna do him something. It said they already wrote him to the Southern Correctional Institution. That's Lucasville. That's maximum security, and that's just one step away from Supermax being locked up 23 hours a day. But yeah, Lucasville is horrible, and they probably done beat him. They probably done whooped on him. I wonder if his people talked to him, or if they was able to see him or anything, because he done got whooped. He done got smashed, and he's starving. They ain't feeding him or nothing. Like they done whooped and smashed people for less. When I was in Lebanon, right? Lebanon is by far the horriblest, worst prison that I've been in. It should be condemned. I did 22 and a half years in prison. I did a little over a year at Lebanon. And that little bit over a year, was the worst year of my incarceration by far. Because mind you, like, my incarceration wasn't physical. I ain't have it wasn't physical. I ain't had them type of problems. My problem was just being locked up and having to listen to a little frail person screaming and yelling, and I got to get in line and do what they saying, or getting talked down to, get treated crazy, or coming in my cell and take it. I gotta take that. But then on the other hand, it was so dirty. It had busted windows, birds flying through the hallways, birds flying in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in my other video, the window busting in the wintertime, you see snowflakes coming through the window. It's super duper cold. You gotta man, it was just so much stuff. They had roaches, man. They had roaches that was so big, man. I am not exaggerating. They had roaches that was so big. When you step on it, you hear that baby. They be popping when you step on them. Like they big and they smart. They smart. Like they won't come out when the lights on. But if you get some food, man, I swear it seemed like they'll crawl up that wall and crawl up the ceiling and position themselves right over top your bowl and drop down. For real, man, I am not capping. So it's crazy. They had rats. Oh man, it was the worst. Then the CO. So I seen them do a dude. They did a dude like this. I don't know why, but they just got the whooping. They got the billy clubs. They got the long billy clubs. They call them something. I can't remember the name of them, but they call them something. The long billy clubs with the extra stick, and you can spin it, and they got them on their little thing. So all of them got them. All of them got them down there. They don't got them up north, like Mansfield and Richland and stuff like that. But down south, Ross, Lebanon, all that, they got them, and they use them. They like P90. I think that's the name of them. If somebody watching this and you know what it is, put it in the comment for me. And two, while you like it, hit that like button for me. Hit that like, that dislike, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel and send your comments in. So like I was saying, down in Lebanon, dude got into it with the COs. I don't know what he got into it with the COs for, but I seen he was tussling with one, and the CO hit the man down, and then the rest of them come running up in the pod. They come storming up in the pod, and they was on the second range. K King, that's the block I was on in Lebanon. K King block. So they stormed up in there. They all pulled out their billy clubs, and it was like Rodney King. They just own him. They cracking him. He down on the ground. They putting a knee in his back. They punching him. They getting little punches in the whole time. And then they cuff him. They get him cuffed. They take the P90 stick while he cuffed like this, and they stick it up under his arm. So when they stick it up under his arm, now they got it, and they did like that with it. So now he like this. And they picking him up. They pick he on his feet, but they lifting him up and they like running with him. They going fast with him, getting him up out of there. And the door's metal. But they push out. Man, you already know they using his head to open the door. He like this, boom, bump his head on the metal door. Soon as they bump his head on the metal door, you just see blood just get to leaking. So now it's a long hallway, and you just see it's a trail of blood. You could just follow the blood to know where they took him. Yep, that's how they did him. So they bust his head wide open, drug him, tucked him. You never seen him again. Yeah, that's just one of them. And I done seen a plethora of them like that. And I done seen COs get whooped. I done seen COs get whooped. He ain't die, but he got whooped on. And after they get whooped, see, it be some of them too that come in there and they be provoking you and messing with you, because if they get beat up or something like that, then they get 6 months off with pay. They get 6 months off with pay, and then but they come back. So I done seen a bunch of COs get whooped, take their 6 months, and come back. You know what I'm saying? And some of them still be on it when they come back. But it be some that be coming and they be getting their act together. They be having their act together after that. You know what I'm saying? They want to talk and have conversations, might sneak some food in, might start bringing that package in and all type of stuff after they get bust down to reality. You feel me? So yeah, I done seen COs jump up in people's face and be hollering and talking and screaming. you in somebody's face and you screaming, little spit might come out, all type of, you know what I'm saying? So I done seen that happen. I done seen this put him down and put his knees. Khalid from down the way. CO name was Nettles. And Nettles was he was a black dude, bald head, you know what I'm saying? Slender, little light. He thought he was tough as nails. And he'll just come through there and he'll be rah-rah and doing his thing. And one day he went to Khalid and he got up in Khalid's face and Khalid cranky. Boom. He goes straight down. Khalid put his knees on his shoulder and just meat packed him. And Nettles was working with a female CO. He was working with a female CO, Miss Gordon. So she ran up there and screaming, "Stop, stop, stop." And Khalid just looked at her and said, "If you don't stay back, I'm doing you next." And then just kept going. All she could do was hit the man down. Then you gotta wait for the other out of shape COs to run into the pod, unlock the door, run in, mace, and do all that. They roughed Khalid up and drug him up out of there after that, but Khalid got his point across on Nettles. And too, I think he got rolled out, but he ain't get charged or nothing for that. He ain't get charged because in the end, I don't even know what happened in the end. I know he got rolled out. I don't know if he got charged or what. But Khalid was my dude. He had some, they put him on some meds or something. Not because of that. Or it might could have been, but he ain't with us. He ain't got them all no more. But yeah, those COs in there, they be doing the most. They definitely be doing the most. You already know what's going on though. It's your big dog, Fatty, outside looking inside. Hit that like or that dislike. This like a touchy little situation for me. This is a touchy situation for me because like I said, I ain't gonna say that dude deserved to be gone forever away from his family. But them COs in there be tripping. They be in there tripping and they lose focus on who they really is, and they start thinking it's just like some of the inmates too. Some of the inmates go in there and they lose focus on who they really is, and they try to, you know what I'm saying, and it don't be turning out so good for them. So if you got a loved one in there, tap in with them, especially if they in the Ross Correctional Institution. You know what I'm saying? Call up there. Keep calling up there. I ain't talk to my people. I want to talk to them. I want to know I want to know they all right. Like I'm seeing what's going on down there, and all these people passing away down there, and like I want to know what's going on. I want to see them. Let them call me. For real, or something. Just keep calling them. I remember when I was in the hole, I went to the hole. They said they found a cell phone, but they didn't find it in my area to charge me with it. But because somebody told on me, that's the reason why they came. So they knew that it was mine, and they just found it on my holder. So anyway, make a long story short, I got into a fight with the COs and ended up with a felonious assault on the CO. It was two of them, me and two of them. And now I don't want to make it like I'm glorifying them, but kick their ass. You feel me? And ended up going to the hole, had the felonious assault and the aggravated assault on COs. But the lucky thing about that was it was cameras. It's cameras throughout the institution. So even though I went to the hole, I think I was in the hole for like 75, 76 days fighting it. But my people was on the outside and they was constantly calling to and because the only thing I'm saying is just check the camera. Check the cameras and you're gonna see everything that happened. You're gonna see that they didn't find the phone in my ear, and I spazzed out. That's how the tussle and you know that's how the razzle dazzle even happened, cause I spazzed. because they was lying. I was about to go to the parole board. Oh man, it was crazy. I was just riding in from Lebanon, so I only been there. This was at the Lake Erie. I was at Lake Erie Correctional Institution. I rode from the trifling Lebanon to Lake. Finally got out of Lebanon after a year and some change, and went to Lake Erie. So I was about to go to the parole board, and I already had to go to the parole board explaining, and was gonna have to explain this riot that I was in. Yeah, the riot that got me rolled out. I was already gonna have to explain that. So I was feeling like they probably was gonna give me another 18 months or something for that alone. And now with the cell phone, which I shouldn't have had the phone in the first place. Um, I mean, I could say that now, but being in there, I was in there for so long. I left when really pagers. I left the streets when pagers were still popping. You know what I'm saying? So to be in there and I got access to a phone. That phone was addictive. I was on that phone every day. So yeah, my people just was harassing them, harassing and calling, and all I'm saying is just check the camera because they lying about where they found the phone. They did not find no phone on me to come and try to put no handcuffs on me to take me down. I wasn't about to. I felt, and then they was doing. That's what set it off, because they was high fiving each other like they hit the big one, like they hit the big one. Yeah, and we going. And I'm like, man, don't play me like that. If you gonna catch me or do something, do it fair and square. So, but yeah, the little high five, they did it over my head too. They did it over my head. High five. They had me cuffed and they high fived over my head, and that's when I hit the one with my shoulder, try to kick one in the knee. Oh man, I spazzed out. Then he tried to fish hook my mouth. I bit him. You know what I'm saying? But my tooth missing, so he just slipped up out of there. But I bit him. Um, yeah, I spazzed out. I ended up, so like my people was calling and harassing them. I ended up getting out the hole after like 75, 76 days. They threw the phone ticket out and kept the assault on the police, on the COs, I mean. And after that, right after that, the same two COs got caught up in something else, and they ended up getting walked out the institution. Yeah, so I think I probably did I get a parole that time? Yeah, I got a parole when I went to. No. They gave me 3 years. I got 3 years. I got 36 months when I went to the parole board after that. And then after that 36 months is when I got my parole. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely, man. COs being there, they be in there tripping. Inmates be in there tripping too. I ain't gonna get on here and say that nobody deserve to die, but some of them definitely deserve to be getting slapped, and slapped good, and kicked up in their butt good, because they be tripping. They be tripping. They try to treat us like animals in there. Try to treat us like animals. They try to like inflict punishment. And then I know it's gonna be some people hopping in the comments saying, "Yeah, they in jail. They should get treated that way." And woo woo woo. But you gotta remember too. You are a traffic light away, a car accident away from going to jail yourself and experiencing it. Because it's all type of people in there. It ain't just people that's robbing banks, selling drugs, shooting people, raping people. You know what I'm saying? There's safe crackers in there. There's people who ain't pay child support in there. There's people who drunk drivers. Um, do you know what I'm saying? There's people that's in there wrongfully convicted that ain't supposed to be in there. So it's all type of people in there, and just because you get in there, you make a you do something, you make a bad decision that lands you in jail. that don't mean you just a horrible person and you should be treated like less than a human. That's not what that means. That's not what that means. And for the paycheck that CEO's making, you're not making near enough money to even go to be in there doing that for real. Let alone going in there and trying to like impose your will. Like you will get much more done by going. And I ain't saying go in there and if you gonna go in there and be a CEO, I ain't saying go in there and be like a pushover or nothing, because it's gonna be some people, some inmates in there that's gonna try a CEO. So I ain't saying go in there and be a pushover or nothing, but you ain't gotta be all crazy. You ain't gotta be all crazy. You can go in there and be cordial. You can go in there and be cordial, have regular conversation about everyday life, like sports, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You could go in there and give guys some motivation. Get guys motivation. Get guys tips on things that they can do when they come home. Motivate them to get in school or something. Just you know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of things that you can do versus going in there and just putting your life in danger. Because your life is in danger every time you step inside of a prison. If you a CO, like if you acting good, or if you a a-hole, But I'll tell you this, and this fact: if you go in there and you build a good rapport with convicts inside of the prison that you're at, if it start going down in there, them convicts will protect you. Yeah, them convicts will definitely protect you if you cool. If they look at you like you cool, you a decent person, and you just regular conversation. I ain't saying bringing in nothing, doing nothing. It's just you ain't no butthole. You ain't going out your way to make they bit harder or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Even if you just buy the book, or whatever. Like them inmates will look out for you faster than they'll bust your head. For real. That's facts. I done seen that. You feel me? Outside looking inside, you already know the score. It's your big dog, Fatty. Hit that like or that dislike. We don't like asshole CEOs over here. You know what I'm talking about? Salute. Subscribe to the channel, man. Stay up. Talk to y'all in a minute.